For rules, I asked two questions. What led to racist laws in the US, and how was it combated? During the early to mid 20th century, lawmakers made laws that were unjust to people of color. This included segregation of schools and all other public buildings. How was this combated? Activists such as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and millions of other people across America decided to take action. They marched on the streets to protest the injustices. Millions of people did this, and this inspired change for equality in the United States. Two thesis statements I wrote were persistent racism in the United States has caused harm to the country, but the inhabitants of the country have strived and change and equality for all. Americans fight racism in the United States by ways of protest and also teaching the young about negative effects of racism. These thesis statements mean ways Americans protest against racism and how they spread awareness against racism. What's the goal? The goal of our website is to show how racism is still affecting the United States today, even after all the civil rights protests. It also inspires people to take action against racism that persists in the country. It also gives history of civil rights movements across the United States, from the 1960s to now to 2020. Two thesis statements I wrote for this are: the best ways to combat racism in today's age is to recognize that it still plays a role in America, and figure out with our fellow neighbors on how we can fix this as a people. Civil rights protests in the mid 20th century and the present day have shaped in the U.S. a positive way in inspiring change and the spread of awareness of the issue in our country. These two thesis statements mean ways America has changed in the good way, how we have changed to fight for more equality, and most importantly, be equal.